As Russian President Vladimir Putin signals the possibility of using nuclear weapons if Ukraine is allowed to strike Russian territory with long-range Western missiles, skepticism abounds in the West. Despite Putin's red line warning, many in Europe and the US are questioning whether Moscow's nuclear threat is a serious escalation or just another bluff aimed at deterring further Western military support for Kyiv. With Ukraine lobbying for more advanced missiles like the US ATACMS and British Storm Shadows during President Volodymyr Zelensky's visit to Washington, analysts suggest that Putin's timing is no coincidence. Kyiv reacted swiftly, with Zelensky's chief of staff accusing Putin of engaging in nuclear blackmail. Anton Gerashchenko, a former advisor to Ukraine's Interior Ministry, took to X, stating, "In my opinion, this is yet another bluff and demonstration of Putin's weakness. He will not dare to use nuclear weapons because that will make him a complete outcast." Some Western officials, however, see this as part of a broader psychological tactic.
This is a psychological PR operation by the Kremlin without much substance. It is designed to scare leaders and voters of countries supporting Ukraine.
Despite the skepticism, Putin's latest statements mark a notable shift in Russia's nuclear policy. On Wednesday, he expanded the list of scenarios under which Moscow could consider using nuclear weapons. Beyond an existential threat, the new policy indicates that a major conventional attack on Russia involving Western aircraft, missiles or drones could trigger a nuclear response. Any Western country supporting such an attack would also be considered a participant, further widening the scope for potential nuclear escalation. This adjustment lowers the threshold for nuclear use, with Putin clarifying that even conventional strikes, if severe enough, could prompt retaliation. These updates, while designed to bolster Moscow's stance, have drawn criticism from Kyiv and the West. Ukrainian officials labeled Putin's remarks as nuclear bluff, while US Secretary of State Antony Blinken called the warning reckless. Despite the alarm raised by Putin's rhetoric, some in the West remain unconvinced that the Russian president would take the drastic step of deploying nuclear weapons. Still, as tensions escalate, experts warn that the world should not dismiss the gravity of Russia's latest moves too quickly. If Putin is indeed serious about his threats, there's a substantial risk that the conflict could escalate into a global war.